Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's the project in Unit 3 here, my Renaissance newspaper project. It's actually a front page you're going to design. I'll explain it here. For this project, you're going to become a Renaissance era reporter. Your task is to design the front page of a newspaper written during the Renaissance, capturing what people at the time would have thought was important, exciting, confusing, or even threatening. This is not a modern textbook summary. Instead, imagine you're living in the Renaissance and reporting on events, ideas, and changes as they are happening. So, in the moment, your goal is to show how the Renaissance affected real people, daily life, beliefs, and power, and not just famous names and dates. Those we can look up. I want to hear more. A little bit of glare on my screen. Anyway, step one is you're going to choose your headlines. So you're going to select three Renaissance related topics to turn into newspaper headlines. These can be events, they could be ideas, inventions, or people. That's up to you. However, I do have these requirements. All three topics must come from the Renaissance period. We should know what that is. All right. At least one headline must focus on everyday people or daily life, not just somebody famous. And at least one headline must be something you had never heard of before this class. So something new, something fresh, something that you learned during this time. So for this activity, you're going to think like a journalist. So why would people care about this? And how might this change how they live, work, worship, or think? Step two is your research. So this isn't something you turn in, right? This is just what you do. You're going to use StrongMind or outside resources, Google, go to the library. That thing still exists. Read a book. If you find or use outside sources, you must cite them and focus on understanding why your topic mattered during the Renaissance. Not just what happened, but why was it important? Why did it matter? Why would people care? Why would they want to read about it? That's why people read newspapers, because they want to get information. So why would they care about it? Remember, I expect to hear your voice here. AI is a great resource, but it's just that. It's a resource. It is not the answer. Okay? Trust me, when students use AI, it smells like a dead fish in a car. Do you know what I mean by that? I mean, I can tell when you use it, and don't make it into your own words. That's pretty obvious. A lot of you leave the bold on there. What else happens? Sometimes you leave words in there that come clearly from AI. So pay attention to what you're doing. Use it as a resource if you want, that's fine, but then turn it into your own words. Okay? You're going to write your news stories for step three. You're going to write three separate news stories, one for each headline. Each news story must have a catchy newspaper style headline. If you don't know what that is, look at newspapers online real quick. You'll see the headline. It's just a short blurb that lets us know what we're reading. Like, maybe it's Da Vinci invents a helicopter. What the heck is that? Or something like that. And then be 5 to 6 sentences long. That's the story itself. It needs to be written from that perspective, written as if it were breaking news, uh, not from a historical perspective. Does that make sense? So yes, it will have happened, but no, it won't have happened 1,000 years ago. Does that okay? Clearly explain why this mattered at the time. So each story must include at least one sentence showing how people might react. So, like excitement, fear, confusion, hope, anger. How are the people going to react? And at least one human perspective has to be included. So, like you have a fictional quote from a Renaissance citizen, like pretend like you talked to somebody at the time, or a description of how this affects daily life. So, you have to have some kind of human aspect to this, human nature part. Okay. Avoid modern language like historians now believe. That's no, historians don't believe anything. Historians haven't got to it yet. It's now, it's happening. It happened yesterday. It happened a week ago, but it happened recently. So, write as if you don't know what's going to happen in the future. Okay. This is where I'm going to sniff out the winners from the fakers, right? I love the idea of getting help from outside sources. I hate the idea of you presenting that as your own material. So put this in your own words. Okay. Step four, design the front page. So Canva is probably the best source for this because they have so many cool templates that you can use. Um, But I mean, you can use Google Docs, you can cut and paste and copy images and get it all on there. Um, uh, so it's not a requirement that you use Canva, but you got to make it look as best as you can like the front page of a newspaper. So be creative there. Choose some kind of newspaper style layout. Use fonts, colors, and images intentionally. So just having it black and white is going to be pretty lame, and your design should reflect the mood or values of the Renaissance. So, for example, curiosity, humanism, tension with tradition, discovery, new things happening. Look at this. Lots of people, guys, benefactors spending money like on artists and things like that. So something big, something fancy, new stuff happening. I guess I've probably said that a bunch of times. So your design should support the stories, but it's not the only thing. So don't make it so much that I can't even read or it takes away from those stories. All right. The one thing that you need to include is when one of your stories is on the reflection on the lesser known topic, um, or I mean, one of your stories is on a lesser known topic, you're going to write a little reflection. So, right below that article, I want you to include 1 to 2 sentences that answer why did this topic surprise you and why do you think it's not talked about as much as other Renaissance ideas or people? So, this is where you switch gears and you write from your own perspective right now, right? So, just real quickly, that's going to be the only thing that's going to be off from being in the time period. Last thing, proofread. I will check grammar, spelling, and punctuation. So if it looks like it's rushed, it will be obvious. So go back, make sure things are spelled correctly. There's enough spell checkers out there. You can fix this. And that includes reading through and making sure you use the right there, right? Those kinds of things. Here's a little checklist for you. These are the things that you need to include. I'm not going to read these to you, but you can pause this video right here and check all those things on the project assignment page that you're going to download. That shows you this checklist is at the end, and so you can actually use it there. All right. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out and ask me. I'll be more than happy to help you. Again, it's a new project, a new class for me to teach. I don't have student examples, but I can help you walk you through that and get you some ideas as we go through this. And as always, a dad joke. So, which knight designed the round table? Circumference. Haha, it's kind of a math joke too, isn't it?